Hello everybody, Raveen Khanna is back, and in today's video we are going to discuss very important activity in readings, that is heading matching. So whether you are preparing for GT IELTS or academic IELTS, this activity is going to be very important for you. And in this activity I am going to discuss different techniques which we can use while doing heading matching activity, right? So here is the passage in front of you, and we are going to talk about the Golden Gate Bridge. These are the paragraphs, and then here are the headings. So first and foremost technique is, students, Golden Gate Bridge means we are going to talk about Golden Gate, which is a bridge, and let us start now. So nothing identifies a city more than Golden Gate Bridge does San Francisco. Completed just 6 months after its neighbor San Francisco Oakland Bay Bridge, the Golden Gate Bridge is painted a striking hue known as International Orange, or a reddish color that was chosen to complement the bridge's natural surroundings. So in this case, basically the bridge construction is given, so bridge identification is given, and it is also given that the painted in striking hue known as International Orange or a reddish color. Complement means these adjectives are given, so means this thing is showing that this bridge is adding to the value of the place which is called San Francisco, right? So this is the first technique, students, where we always try to understand first lines by which we can understand what is this paragraph talking about. Now let us do hit and trial activity and let us try to understand. Now while going through all headings, we are trying to understand this heading will match to which particular paragraph. Now scandal, this is not talking about any scandal intervenes. Then to the rescue, this is also not talking about rescue. Third option is also not talking about shadow of war. Then beginning of the project, that is also not discussed. Opposition, not discussed. Recent vulnerabilities, vulnerabilities means things which are delicate, not matching. Rising cost and worker strikes, not matching. Now building and safety, not matching. An iconic symbol, now this is so far the best option we have. And then J is also not matching. Traffic today. So for option A, let us match now an iconic symbol. Okay, so we have eliminated this option. Okay, now moving to the B paragraph. The idea of bridging the mile-wide Golden Gate Channel was proposed as early as 1817, but it was not until the San Francisco Call Bulletin began an editorial campaign in 1916 that the plan received popular backing. So these first lines are saying that the idea was first proposed in 1870s, but it was ultimately in 1916 this plan received the popular backing. Now then further, there was again a problem that rocky terrain and the difficult weather were making the task impossible, which was publicized further. However, following feasibility studies in 1923, the California legislature passed the Golden Gate Bridge and Highway District Act. The only problem now, the problem again is coming, was the funding, which was the reason considerable, as the planning time was following the 1929 stock market crashes. Now again and again in this case we can see that there are problems. Okay, there are problems one after another. Then the Great Depression followed, and of course money was hard to come by. It was decided to underwrite a major bond issue of $35,000 to fund the bridge, and the idea was that the tolls to cross the bridge would redeem the bond issue and pay the interest, and maintenance probably make profit. Now in this case we have to go through a complete paragraph. Now this complete paragraph is talking about different problems which the construction of bridge was facing one after another. Now let us try hit and trial method to choose the best option. Now scandal intervenes, no, this is not matching. To the rescue is not matching. The shadow of war is not matching. Beginning of the project, now this is 50-50. Okay, now opposition is also very strong answer. Okay, recent vulnerabilities, no. Rising cost and worker strikes, no. Building safety, no. And traffic today, no. So now finally we are left with beginning of the project and opposition. Now opposition, who was opposing it? Now there was nobody who was loudly opposing it. In this case, students, if you are having confusion with this option, you can also put this with your D option. Okay, by the way, your D option is much stronger, so finally we are eliminating it. Okay, so far we have answered 2 questions. Let's move further. Now let us move to paragraph C. Now, aesthetes and environmentalists worried the bridge would mar the natural beauty of San Francisco's world-famed harbor. A formidable group of civic leaders objected to the financing of SPAN. Now, please go through. Formidable group of civic leaders objected, and aesthetes and environmentalists worried the bridge would mar the natural beauty. So means these keywords are straight away saying you that opposition is answer to this question. And now to cross check this answer, we can use one more technique. Now let us read further line. It was this line where we ended. Okay, now this is next line. Also opposing. Now opposing is again matching. The bond measure were the Pacific American Steamship Association and Ship Owner Association of Pacific Coast, who both charged that the bridge would be a hazard to navigation. Now these people were saying that bridge would cause so many problems to them. A series of accusations followed. An enemy fleet could demolish the bridge. Now these all are the oppositions. So that is the reason why we are eliminating this option. Now let us move further. Union and civic trade and booster organizations stepped up their campaign in the support of the bond measure. Now means what they are saying. This line is giving you hint that now things were becoming positive. The Redwood Empire Association maintained it would promote tourism in Northern California counties. Now they were also acting positively. The California State Automobile Association knew the bridge could encourage auto sales. Again, positive is happening. And San Francisco's Chamber of Commerce agreed that the bridge could solve unemployment problem. Now, things were happening positive. Now, let us hit and trial the best option. Now, scandal is not matching. Now, to the rescue, it can be the option. Okay, now further, the shadow of war. There is nothing about shadow of war. Then recent vulnerabilities, as I have told you earlier, students, are the delicate things. Okay, sensitive things. Now for the rising cost and worker strike is again not matching. Building and safety is also not matching. Then traffic today is also not matching. So the only option we are left with is to the rescue. Now means what I want to say, different people were coming to the rescue of the bridge. So let us now eliminate this option. Let us move further now. Let's come to 5th question. Now, construction began on January 15, 1933 and was completed on May 27, 1937. Now, construction means building. It can be the answer. Now, if this is the answer, this is the answer, then this paragraph has to also talk about safety. Got that? Okay, let us now go through this complete paragraph, and by skimming, we are coming to one sentence: protection. Okay, now let us go through this line. During the construction, Strauss instituted unprecedented protection measures, including an early version of the hard hat and a foul net that stretched end to end under the bridge. Now, this is talking about actually safety. While 11 workers died during the course of the project, 19 others whose fall were broken by the net became known as halfway to the Hell Club. Now means this is the only option, and by that we have actually matched this option. So let us eliminate this option H. And now this is the last question. In 1989, Loma Prieta earthquake shook the San Francisco area. Although the Golden Gate Bridge suffered no observed damage from it, since the epicenter was located some 60 miles to the south, the earthquake became catalyst for an extensive renovation program. Now, because of that earthquake, the extensive renovation program began. Okay, now let us match. Now it is not talking about scandal, it is also not talking about shadow of war. Now recent vulnerabilities I have told you that can be further rising cost and worker strikes. So there is nothing about rising cost and worker strikes. And now traffic today, there is nothing about traffic today. Now if this is the answer, now it must be having some more keywords, recent vulnerabilities. Okay, so now after determining that retrofitting the bridge would be more cost effective than replacing it, in 1992 the district hired engineer consultant to develop seismic retrofit design. Now they are doing some recent work. Okay, because of financial constraints, the district proceeded with phasing the construction of seismic retrofit in a manner that reflected the degree of structural vulnerabilities. Now, structural vulnerabilities is now word is matching there. So finally, then that means that is the answer. So what we have done overall is in this activity, before ending, let me conclude, students. We have used 3-4 techniques to handle this particular activity. First and foremost, we have trialed with every option, and after trialing every option, we have shortlisted the best option. Okay, in addition to this, we have also gone through starting lines of each paragraph. Okay, and then again by method of shortlisting, or we have chosen our best option. And then finally, what we have done is we have also tried to understand all these headings like scandal intervenes, to the rescue. Now these are keywords because this technique can help you to match these options with your paragraphs. Okay, so that is the end of this video. I hope the techniques which I have discussed are very helpful to you, and I am very much confident that you are going to score very good in your examinations. So bye, best of luck.